Hey everyone, welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for this introductory explainer of our brand new CWT series, How to Be a Salesperson. Look, if you're a focused learner trying to completely reframe how you view the sales profession, well, you hit the jackpot because you're in exactly the right place. We're going to strip away all those old stereotypes and show you the actual architecture of professional relationship building. By the end of this series, you won't just understand sales, you're going to have a complete blueprint to master it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at the art and science, order takers versus professionals, the 10-step selling process, your roadmap to success, and finally, building long-term relationships. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the art and science of selling. You know, it's incredibly important to understand right out of the gate that sales, it isn't just a job you accidentally fall into. It's a highly honorable, challenging, and super rewarding profession. It is literally a foundational pillar of any successful economy. To put that into perspective, take a look at this powerful quote from Red Motley. He was the former editor of Parade magazine. He said, "Nothing happens until somebody sells something." Man, I just love that. It instantly elevates the vital importance of what salespeople do. Selling brings in the money. It makes the cash registers ring. For centuries, salespeople are the ones who have caused goods and services to actually change hands. You are the dynamic power driving the business world. But what exactly is it? Well, the textbook definition of selling is the personal communication of information to unselfishly persuade a prospective customer to buy something that satisfies their needs. Now, notice where the emphasis is here. I really want us to focus heavily on the words unselfishly and satisfies needs. We are totally shattering that outdated stereotype of the pushy, self-serving salesperson. True selling, it's about one person helping another person make intelligent choices to achieve their own objectives. So the crucial point is, top-performing reps aren't just magically born with these skills. Winning organizations don't leave this stuff to chance. Selling is a deliberate blend. It's an art, which means it requires actual practice in things like active listening and reading nonverbal cues. But it's also a science, built on a growing body of objective facts, methodologies, and proven frameworks. These competencies are learned. You develop them through coaching and daily habits. Moving on to Section 2, order takers versus professionals. Let's see who actually creates sales. The absolute core transformation this entire CWT series is designed to spark is upgrading you from a passive participant to an active relationship builder. We really need to sharply contrast these two profiles. So, on the left, we have order takers. These folks just wait for customers to come to them. They're totally passive, they rarely even attempt to close a sale, and their interactions are super transactional. Sure, they might perform a useful service, but they rarely create sales. Now, on the right, we have professionals, or what we call order getters. These individuals, they earn their keep. They're creative. They go out there and uncover needs, often helping a prospect realize they're actually discontent with what they already have before constructively selling a solution. They are value-driven relationship builders who master creative sales strategies. And that brings us to Section 3, the 10-step selling process. This is your engine for success. So how exactly does an order getter predictably achieve that success? Simple. They use a system. And this brilliantly illustrates that complete journey. This flowchart is the definitive engine for repeatable success that our entire CWT curriculum is built on. Notice how a prospect is carefully, methodically moved from the very top all the way down to a satisfied purchase and, crucially, the follow-up. This isn't just winging it. It's a calculated, highly scientific approach to human communication and problem-solving. Let's list these out clearly because these 10 distinct steps are going to be your ultimate mentor map for predicting success on every single call. Okay, it starts with prospecting and pre-approach. That's doing your homework before you ever say hello. Then comes the approach and the presentation, where you actually customize your solution to fit their needs. Then you use a trial close to check their opinion, which naturally leads to determining and meeting objections. After that, another trial close, the final close, and finally, follow-up. Seriously, if you master these 10 steps, you master the entire profession. All right, Section 4, your roadmap to success. Let's look at the next 9 explainers. Let's move to this timeline and see how it all builds. How are we going to teach you all of this? Well, our curriculum is broken down across 3 distinct phases. In Phase 1, which covers explainers 1 through 3, we're going to lock in the basics, stuff like prospecting and planning. Then in Phase 2, explainers 4 through 6, we shift gears to selling products, where you'll learn the psychology of why people buy and how to present effectively. And finally, in Phase 3, Explainers 7 through 9, we elevate you to advanced professionalism. We're talking navigating objections, closing confidently, and ethical service. Just to give you a quick, exciting teaser of what's coming in Phase 2, we are going to deeply master the FAB formula. That stands for features, advantages, and benefits. You're going to learn how to articulate that because your product has a specific feature, the user unlocks a strategic advantage, which ultimately creates a massive, tangible benefit for the prospect. This is exactly how you paint a vivid, compelling visual picture right in the mind of the buyer. And as a sneak peek for Phase 3, we are going to completely flip how you view objections. Top performers learn to treat a buyer's objection, like someone saying, "Hey, this feels kind of expensive," not as an imminent rejection, but as a highly useful sign of uncertainty that just needs to be navigated. When a prospect gives an objection, you should literally smile, because that's when you actually start earning your paycheck. We'll show you exactly how to handle that with total confidence. Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, building long-term relationships. We're going way beyond the close. Now, what's really interesting here is how it brings the entire framework home by focusing on our ultimate end goal. Listen, the sale does not end when the contract is signed. Nope, that is actually where the real work of meticulous follow-up and outstanding customer service begins. Professional selling isn't some straight line that just terminates at the close. It's a continuous, repeating circle of trust. Your planning leads to implementation, which leads to evaluation, which loops right back into planning your next contact with that exact same customer. You evaluate why you made the sale, you ensure they're satisfied, and you leverage that trust to keep the relationship going strong. It all comes down to these concentric circles. Right at the core is the customer, surrounded by gain, and finally, commitment. Providing ethical service guided by what we call the golden rule, meaning you place the customer's interests way before your own self-interest. That's what ensures long-term satisfaction. That is what transforms a one-time buyer into a highly lucrative customer for life. And my friends, that is the true mark of a professional order getter. So what does this all mean? Well, here is my final question for you today. Are you ready? Seriously, are you ready to leave that passive order-taker mindset behind once and for all? The path to becoming a highly competent relationship-building professional is laid out right in front of you. I absolutely cannot wait to get started. Join me in Explainer 1 of the CWT series as we tackle the foundational basics and take the very first step toward mastering the incredible art and science of sales. See you there.